Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So Alex Pereira is getting accustomed to trolling people. And guess what, guys? Triple C likes it. I mean, there's so many options when you become a two-division champ. Maybe not simultaneous. Maybe not simultaneous right now, Alex Pereira. But he does have leverage. He does have that weight. You know, quote unquote, you know, him calling out Ankalaev after his victory. Him saying that, you know, Ankalaev, you know, this is, you know, you're pretty much next in that sense. And then another day later, he's picking on Jamal Hill. Now Jamal Hill is the rightful candidate because he never lost his belt. So I think I'm gonna fight him at UFC 300. I tell you what, just to get back to Magomed Ankalaev is the toughest matchup for anybody at the light heavyweight division. Why? The dude could strike, the dude could submit, and the most important thing, what Alex Pereira doesn't want, the dude could wrestle. I mean, it went to the point where Magomed Ankalaev said, hey, I'm going to make a promise, and I'm going to show this middleweight that I'm not going to take him down. I'm literally just going to strike with him. I mean, do we take that? I mean, man, with these Russians, these Dagestanis, I mean, these dudes, typically when they say something, they typically stand by it. You know, would Ankalaev, if he does get that fight with an Alex Pereira, will he end up just striking with this dude? Because if he does, I don't like his chances. He may be a middleweight, quote unquote, what Ankalaev is saying. But the dude hits like a damn heavyweight. And that's something that you got to watch out for. What does he do? What does Alex Pereira do? He chews up that front leg. And then next you know, you start to see him bring in that hands. But first things first. He is marinating you. He is marinating until eventually he puts you on the grill. And then once he puts you on the grill, then he starts to eat. When I think of these fights with both of these guys, I think of who is it that's the best matchup for him? Because if you want to talk competitively, who is it that's the best fight for him? Competitively, if you truly want to say you're the best in the world. Because remember, we have to keep in mind, guys, how was it that the light heavyweight division belt has been passed around? John Blachowicz had it. He eventually, Glover Teixeira ended up gaining it. After Glover Teixeira, I want to say it was Yuri Prochazka. After Yuri Prochazka, it was Jamal Hill. After Yuri got injured, it was Jamal Hill. After Jamal Hill got injured, this is how the bout was pretty much opened up. Then they said, okay, Yuri's available to fight now. Now he could fight Alex Pereira, who just beat the number 3 contender in Jan Blachowicz. I mean, talk about Ankalaev being skipped once again. You know, you guys may hate me for this, but guess what, guys? It pays to speak English. It pays to know English. It pays to be marketable in that sense. And I think that there's one piece that Magomed Ankalaev is missing. Even though he has a fan base in Russia, he needs to build that base in the United States. You know, Alex Pereira, you know why the reason why he's got popular is because he puts people out. He doesn't submit people. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He'll rock people with that left hook to another world. He'll leg kick people into another freaking world until eventually he can end up knocking somebody the hell out and knocking him out silly. You know, he's got the face, he's got the demeanor. If these guys don't have something that's truly pushing them, that they're gonna be marketable enough for the people to want it. No, competitively as a UFC fighter, Ankalaev is the toughest matchup. How do I see this fight going if Alex Pereira and Ankalaev do fight? I do give the edge to Ankalaev. He's a bigger man. He's got more tools. But when I start hearing things that he promised just to strike, and I'm just like, man, none of you damn heavyweights get it. None of you heavyweights truly know how to compete. It's all about trying to just put somebody out. You know, what happens when you can't? What happens when you get put out? So for that reason, I think Jamal Hill now, as of right now, he is a front runner. And it's only fair. It's only fair if he's ready, which I think he will be in April, because it's been, and I want to say he got hurt during that charity basketball game in Las Vegas in July. I mean, how serious is his injury? Will he be able to be back 100%? But if he does, Alex Pereira, you're making a great decision. Competitively, I think the Ankalaev fight is the kryptonite. But competitively, because of what's happening, because Jamal Hill just likes to strike, and he exposes his legs, he'll leave his legs open for you. And obviously there's a storyline there. The fact that he did beat your mentor, your training partner, Glover Teixeira. I mean, Yuri got revenge on Yuri Prochazka. You know who the other one is? Jamal Hill. And I personally like this matchup for him. I really do. I think Jamal Hill is going to sit there, pride, throw straight punches, which if Jamal Hill does end up getting the victory, if he does end up successful against Alex Pereira, it's going to be either the beginning of the first or the beginning of the second. But slowly but surely, guys, Poatan is going to start shaving up those legs and start kicking. He's going to start kicking. He's going to start kicking. If you don't have good distance recognition to actually evade, 'cause even if you do check and it hurts, he's going to be in trouble. But that being said, I think UFC 300 is about to be unlocked. And I do believe that Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill will go at it. Will it be the main event? Is it main event? Is it main event worthy? I think they can find a better main event. Would it be a great co-main event worthy? 100%. You know, if the UFC 300 is gonna surprise me with something big, then they do have to go big. What you got for me, Joe?
You mentioned how often the light heavyweight title has been passed around. We haven't seen anybody be consistent since John Jones. Out of all the guys you mentioned, who do you think has the best chance to hold the title?
Yeah, I think if he's given the right opportunity, it is Ankalaev. It is Magomed Ankalaev. It is the Russian Bear. It is the Russian Assassin. It is the undefeated fighter in the UFC in Ankalaev, because Ankalaev has it all. He's well versed. He's got arsenals from straight punches to knowing how to mix his fighting through knees, through kicks. But the most important piece, it is wrestling. Other than Magomed Ankalaev, I really can't think of anybody. I mean, Yuri. I mean, the only one that I could really think of is Yuri, but stylistically matching up him and Poatan, I just don't see it. I don't know if Yuri can make those adjustments. I can see it just becoming a striking match once again. But with Ankalaev on the other side, Ankalaev does a really good job of mixing it. The only thing that kind of hurts me a little bit is, will he actually say what he's actually going to do? Will he actually just strike with Alex Pereira? I mean, there's a lot. If it's true, and if Jamal Hill did tear his ACL, I mean, that takes a while, man. If he does come back, will it be a little too premature? You know, these are things that people have to watch out for. But then again, guys, you know what entices people to eventually come back? It's called pay-per-view points. The hottest card of the decade, it is going to be UFC 300. You know why? Because it's the third 100 that they've ever had, that they're only going to have. One's going to be the next 400. I mean these pay-per-views go quick. You know, we're talking about maybe 5-6 years before UFC 400 comes about once again. I mean, it's a lot to wait for. So if I'm in Jamal Hill and there's a boatload of money and I could potentially possibly fight and make all this and be guaranteed pay-per-view points for the biggest card of the year, then I'm taking it. But if I'm not so injured, I'm not recovered yet, I'm not ready to come back and actually fight, should I take this fight? I mean, these are questions that Jamal Hill is going to have to answer. But I know typically like that, it takes anywhere between 6 to 8 to possibly a year, depending on how bad the tear is. So again, guys, you know who's got the upper hand here? Which I like it. I love what Alex Pereira is doing. He's trolling. He's trolling. He's calling everybody out. Hey, I know more likely you're gonna be next, but let me pick on Ankalaev first. And then now, no, you know what? I'm sorry, Ankalaev. Let me scoot you away. Let me go with a guy who vacated his butt because of injury, who is a better stylistic matchup than me, for me. Let's go with Jamal Hill. I tell you what, Alex Pereira, you are knowing how to play the game. And this is exactly how it's that you play the game. Unfortunately, I like Ankalaev. We're represented by the same management. I would love for him to get that title shot because I know he's pretty much the #1 contender. But that being said, Alex Pereira, you're playing the game, and you're playing the game very, very well. And this video was brought to you by the one and only Jimmy Bars, the gluten-free bars that is out of stores nationwide. So you guys make sure to go get your damn Jimmy on. I'm out.